We find ourselves in the lower bracket match now, where unfortunately one of these players is going out. But before we get to that, let's take a look at how things have been shaping up thus far today.
Yeah, so far we've had 2 games played, and in the winners we have 4GG versus Mana, which will be our next game. But before we get into that, it will be the low bracket BlinG versus BlinG. So we're getting closer and closer to having 2 players ready to advance. BlinG versus BlinG, this is going to be an interesting one. They've met multiple times over the history of StarCraft. They're equaled in results versus each other. I actually remember the first time they ever played, and I was there casting the event. It was MLG Arena back in 2012.
Oh, wow.
2 years ago was the first time these two met up against each other, and it went in favor of BlinG. But stats, 10 wins, 15 losses, not a lot there. Very similar, 17 wins to 20 losses in WCS. Both low-ranked WCS players, but both trying to survive here, which is the most important part. The loser.
Yeah.
And do you know who does the beheading?
Who does the beheading?
The reigning champion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that an official ceremony kind of thing?
Stardust gets to behead every player that loses in the round of 32, personally.
I want that guy to make a gif of this. It just goes along, beheads every single person going out in 4th place. Poor guys, poor guys.
Yeah, it's that's the pleasure which many have shared. MVP, MMA,
Yeah.
MC,
Duck.
Stardust. Duck had the pleasure of beheading.
Can you imagine him beheading
multiple
people?
nerds.
He just like breaks down into tears, like, I don't want to do this.
Duck is the painful kind of beheading where it's like, chop,
Oh, no.
chop, I can't do it, chop, 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 chop.
Poor little guy.
Yeah. But which one gets eliminated here? Serious business here in the World Championship Series. Of course, BlinG and BlinG both been in the Premier League 4 times apiece. Well, this one's going to be a very sad and seemingly so fast ending. This has been a quick day already. 1 hour in, couple of hiccups with the sound, and still 2 games down.
Yeah.
This has been fast, man.
Getting things done quick here at WCS Europe. As we now jump into the 3rd series of the day, let's get right on into King Sage on station. As we have spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner as our blue Protoss. It is Dignitas BlinG. And to the top left, it's our red Zergy. It's a Supply.
It is a Supply. And BlinG. BlinG wants to play versus Protoss. He actually tweeted earlier today that he got a lot of influence from the GSL 2nd place finisher, which is anti-spoiler for you guys, in the earlier group today. And let's just say the 2nd place finisher.
Didn't you already mention it today?
Wait a minute.
Didn't you already mention it today?
Wait a minute, I need to check something.
Okay. But anyway.
Wait a minute. This is so important.
Whilst you check that.
Okay. There were 2 Zergs. I was going to say, please don't be 1 Zerg. I remember, please. Yeah, there were 2, so it's okay. Unfortunately, both Protoss didn't go through. So it was not an anti-spoiler. It was a semi-spoiler.
Okay.
But he took a lot of influence from those games. A very aggressive nature, so...
And overall, BlinG has a far better record in this matchup than he does in his versus Terran. He actually, this is the matchup that has actually done him so much work in WCS, in the WCS across 2013, across 2014, and it's his best matchup. So he has a good opportunity here, if he doesn't have to play against 4GG again, to actually go through.
And for BlinG, who's played this guy, like I said, the first time 2 years ago, he's pretty much going to understand how BlinG likes to play as well. So that will definitely credit BlinG here. If you know how the aggressive player likes to play, it does assist you in a game of StarCraft. 14 spawning pool from BlinG, though. So, I mean, it's not the traditional 15 here. Does he want to try to build Lings before his Queen here, or does he go Queen first?
I think one thing that's already very cool from BlinG is that he knows BlinG, so he's already building a wall at his ramp to make sure that BlinG isn't going to get away with anything too sneaky during the opening stages of this game. So I like that.
And it was Queen first, so he didn't rush out Lings here, but it's only going to be 4 Zerglings by the looks of it from BlinG. So a more conservative opening. This map is very friendly towards cannon rushes.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of room behind those mineral lines, so you got to make sure that nothing crazy is going on. Those Zerglings were looking to intercept that probe, realizing the probe is moving away now from that expansion. Makes it a little bit easier to figure out, as well as also the Overlord has seen everything at the front too. So BlinG can feel safe and secure.
And likewise, BlinG too. I think he thought about cancelling the Zealot here as he was selecting his gateway, but he let the Zealot complete, and immediately behind that got the Mothership Core on the second gas. So he's not going to take any damage early on at all.
Yeah, BlinG just having a little bit of a look around, sees that Mothership Core popping as well. So knows where the initial gas has gone, which is always a nice thing. Of course, you can actually see the Mothership Core being produced as well. It's got a different beam compared to when probes are coming out from the Nexus. But other than that, BlinG just moseying on around with his Zerglings. Doesn't get the probe, even though he wanted it.
BlinG isn't really the Stargate Colossus type of player. He's a lot, because of his aggressive nature and his... I suppose boredom. I think he just likes to do something in the game. Yeah, I mean, Stargate clearly offers you to be kind of aggressive, but not very aggressive. I always feel that BlinG is the type of player who will play the faster third with the blink and +2 attack style. That's what I would suggest, just by knowing his personality. That's what I might feel that he would aim towards.
Well, it does well for you, your assumptions, considering we have seen quite a bit of that from him in the past, right? You know, he's tried to get away with those early thirds, and even the Mothership Core there for just a second was chasing down towards that third, so perhaps he's wanting to clean that up. He has a few gateways at the front, yes, but 3 is the normal number you use to stabilize.
And he's already building 2 sentries, so I mean, he's got 1 out and a second one's being built, so... He's rushing out warp gate research here, which I would imagine to assist the third with a couple of gateway backup. But on the other side of things, the third was pretty fast here by BlinG, who didn't overly build queens. He's only got 2, not 3 or 4, so creep spread isn't crazy. Not a lot of queens, but an early Roach run from BlinG.
Yeah.
Definitely going to play heavy Roachling here to what he would suspect to be a fast third as well.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, this is, with the gas still coming in for BlinG here, this is kind of what he wants to, always look towards. The Zergling is going to be his heads up down to the bottom as BlinG looking to gear up for something that BlinG is already kind of figuring out.
But BlinG hasn't gone for it yet. I mean, he's going to have quite a bit of gas income. He's going to have 300 gas. That could mean 3 sentries here, I suppose. A +1 attack would be started nicely. And it's now going to come to, because BlinG's seen nothing in this game, how greedy does BlinG just naturally play? Does he wait a little bit longer? Does he move out now? Because I think, well, actually, I think we're going to see a lot of Roaches. The Roach one finished, but he decided to build a layer in drones. The third's going to come in. And we could see, with the layer coming in this fast, we could see Roach speed pretty early.
Yeah.
And he could do something crazy like we've seen earlier. Again, in the GSL, was like borrow movement too from Roaches.
It could be a little deceptive here for BlinG as he looks around and saw drones popping, drones. He needs to spot extra.
He's got a lot of sentries.
There we go. He sees a few lings now moving out. So
a lot of sentries, though.
Yeah.
I definitely think the +1 attack is something... Yeah, okay, never mind.
Okay, needs
well
that.
Yeah, there's Borrow, so I thought we might see this. This has happened earlier today, too. Borrow movement. Because this style has such a late robotics facility, cannons are your only detection. There is no cannon on the natural, and there is no cannon on the third yet. I think we'll have one on the third, but you can just blatantly attack the third, but burrow into the main.
Yeah, yeah.
So, robotics facility is key for BlinG, or a cannon on the natural.
Well,
because you can't force field the units from just getting in.
Yeah, you're right. There's Roach speed on the way. So this is going to be hitting pretty hard. Look at how much supply he's opening up as well with those 4 extra Overlords about to pop.
A lot of Roaches very soon.
And he's on 58 drones, so his power behind his economy is going to be vast.
Yeah, this is going to be a type of strategy here from BlinG, which right now, I say it again, BlinG doesn't have what it takes to stop it. Not yet.
No. And, you called it to a T before with how he's playing. It's the third, it's BlinG, it's upgrades, but where's the detection? Where's his avenue to be actually able to shut this off?
He's moving across the map now because BlinG has seen that this is kind of Roaches, but he's not sure exactly. He doesn't know if this is a Hydroden or whatever, but he's going to put pressure on, which is a natural thing to do at this point. But he will walk into a lot of Roaches.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he'll have to recall back because he can't really take on these Roaches very well. He has a lot of force fields, but, I mean, they're force fields, not attacking fields.
Yeah, burrows the Roaches at the front.
Yeah,
very good control there.
Almost has to recall here. I mean, he's going to try and run away.
At least he starts his robot facility instantly during all of this. But he has to recall.
He's already gone.
Has to recall, get out of there. At least he has a little bit of energy as well now for a photon overcharge when he needs it, because he's going to need it.
Yeah, cannon on the natural to help with the attacks here, but he doesn't know this is going to be... Well, I guess Tunneling Claws isn't ready yet, but he's still going to be very, very careful against this mass roach.
You know what's also pretty cool here is that there is a Contaminate available here in just a bit on this Overseer, so he could use that on the Robo facility once it's finished up and make this attack a little bit more potent. Yeah,
he's slowing down the Observer or Immortals is going to be quite important here. Immortals are going to be key in stopping high amounts of roaches.
Yeah, so that Overseer is well placed and good to go as well during all of this. There's a lot of roaches now barreling down upon this base.
Yeah.
26 roaches.
Even if he doesn't attack in there, he opens up another avenue to attack from with burrowed roaches after.
Yeah.
Spire on the way, so we could see a pretty nasty Mueller switch in this game as well. But the first Observer's coming out, and he's going to use that to protect, I would imagine, this right-hand flank.
Yeah.
He's got vision everywhere else.
And also, I think BlinG realized that there was an Overseer over there with good energy, so he's protecting his Robo facility. He doesn't want that to be breached at all. Drops himself a Changeling, realizing he can't get in here, wants to look around. But the Roach is on the left-hand side, now swinging about.
He's got a force field well here.
And does some preemptive force fields. I like that start, because now he can just go down to his third, and he already added on extra cannons, which is really nice.
+2 attack would be so lovely to bring into this game because these roaches just don't have any upgrades at all. It's Roach Burrow into Mulisks. That is the strategy here. BlinG, the longer the game gets, the better he'll be. Where's the Observer? It's really close.
And they can tunnel
he's
away.
Get a lot of roaches.
Oh, well, they're going to try and burrow away, but at the same time, yeah, that Observer greets just as beautifully as it can do. And a few more links around the way.
And the counter-attack of 4 Zealots to the 4th.
And he's even catching more roaches down there as well. So BlinG is playing this game out very, very nicely.
Yeah, he's doing well so far. But the Mulus now comes in. I really think he's doing okay. You've just got to not take too much damage versus the Mutilus here. 15 of them.
Yeah.
Does he have enough Stalkers around? He hasn't seen the Mutilus switch. He saw the Spire. He has seen the Spire.
Yeah, he sent in Hallucinated Phoenix by the looks of things. But you're right. I mean, if he just shuts down, if he locks down here across this position, then he should be fine. And in the end, I do like...
a lot of Stalkers. He might just be able to win the game, to be honest.
Yeah, you mean just go for the total frontal push?
Yeah, and I mean, counterattacks can be good, but there's Photon Overcharge, I guess, somewhere. Force Field's still around.
Still quite a few of them. Guardian Shield got thrown up. He doesn't want to leave those sentries behind during all of this. The Roaches are going to go for a counterattack by the looks of things, but Stalkers, what are you doing? He's so far out now, he almost can't turn around.
Yeah, you don't really want to sit down and let the Zerg build up across multiple bases.
Well, Roaches and Lings now in the third base.
Yeah, you almost have to sack this third and try to defend from the natural, but... Okay, he's coming back to try and defend it. That's a lot of units, but the natural... straight to the natural instead.
Yeah, brought back half of this force. He's going to try and... Well, what's the other force doing? It's not really doing too much. A little bit indecisive here with those actions. As BlinG now, with these Roaches and Lings, is doing damage in the natural. He's trying to go up into the main base. He could even get the Cybernetics core if he wanted to.
Uh-oh. Roaches in the main.
Uh-oh.
Lots of aggression coming out here from BlinG. Obviously, I mean, he's waypointing everything over. Mutilus going to be on the natural.
So many Stalkers to shut down these Roaches, but there's a lot of Lings here as well. He's down to 58 workers. He's going to lose a lot of workers there, actually. And 10 more Mutalisks on the way. This Mutalist number is getting out of hand.
Yeah, I mean, BlinG got himself on 4 bases.
Yeah. Roaches doing all right in the main. They were distracting for long enough for these Mutalisks in the natural to do a lot of damage. Down to 42 workers now. Killed off 21 during this whole game. Also just straight up engaging Stalkers. The Roaches could even help out during that.
Mutalisk count thinned out, though. Did thin out a bit on this natural, but still a lot of units left. BlinG's got so much money. So much money.
Yeah, he does. His macro's fallen a little bit by the wayside here. Just trying to deal with this crisis management that, unfortunately, BlinG has really put up against him. BlinG knows how to play this matchup in his own style, in his own way.
If BlinG pushes out, BlinG will counter. Every time. Every single game. Every time.
Yeah, I mean...
all the time.
All he has is Stalkers. You can't just keep doing this with Stalkers alone. Sentries die, probes die.
Yeah, BlinG moves out and then has to come back in again to defend. He cancelled +3 attack or lost the forge. But BlinG is stuck, man. I mean, 100 supply versus 177 of BlinG. 13 more Roaches, +1 melee coming in for Lings as well.
He could actually just straight up engage with an entire army of Roach Muta and probably crush the Protoss force at this point. But he'll, get a few more chips away at these probes.
Very difficult style to play against that BlinG's playing. I guess one of the best ways is either sit back, try to build up to Stargates, and then deal with it that way, or just try to just march for it.
Brute force it.
Brute force through, but then you've got to deal with a lot of counterattacks. And
he did get himself a hatchery up to the top right, which is a nice start, but it's going to be replenished. It's going to be added on another one, and he's going to lose quite a few Stalkers for that trade, so... I mean, they can't stick around. They have to run away, but whilst they're running away, the Mutalisks are going at them as well. The Roaches are going to come in to help during all of this, and I just don't think he has enough firepower to trade efficiently here against Bly.
Mula's doing a lot of damage here.
Yeah, Stalker's trying to blink back as much as possible, but against the Roaches and Mutalisks that are just on top of them, it's good control from BlinG in the end, and he is trying to hold on desperately, but there's even more Roaches on the way to help this out. Yes, the Mutalisk count falls, but so too does the entire Stalker count of BlinG.
And that was high too, that Stalker count. And now it's just been reset. And there's still a lot of resources coming in for Bly. He's got 2-2 on the way for his Air and Lings.
Losing StarCraft to Stalker, only 10 of them left. Where's the Mothership Core during all of this? But, I mean, it doesn't even matter at this point because he's just rallying over relentlessly here is BlinG, shutting down everything that BlinG can get a hands on. So Bly doing very, very nicely in game one.
This is a very aggressive and cool start from Bly, and he will take game number 1. And BlinG's day is not going the way that he thought it would here. Someone bring a cup of tea fast.
Yeah.
Because right now he's 1 game away from facing elimination in the fastest way that he has been dropped down from the round of 32 back to Challenger.
Yeah, Bly looking good in game number 1 against Protoss, which I think is all important for him going into this group. This is his surefire shot to do well in this group. It's the Protoss that he has to focus on. 4GG was a little bit of a blip, unfortunately. So, starts things off against his Protoss well.
Well, Bly is a difficult Zerg to play against, but BlinG has been quite good against Zerg, or decent. I mean, he's always said that it's his worst matchup, but he's actually been doing okay versus them. I mean, he beat Sortov 3-1 to land into Premier League this season, and Sortov definitely not an easy player to take out. But right now, he is facing elimination, and Bly could, for the very first time in Heart of the Swarm, maybe creep into the round of 16 if he comes from this low bracket to take on the loser of the next one and the decider. That would be very good for Bly. He hasn't done that in a long time. Yeah,
but likewise, Bly is hoping that it's going to be Mana in that next match if he's able to take this next one, because...
Yeah. He doesn't want to go up against 4GG again, for sure.
No, definitely, definitely. All right, and the second map is going to be Overgrowth between these two. Bly has requested a 30-second break before we get into that. And how does BlinG book up his ideas from here?
Thing is, like I said, there's 2 ways to really approach that style. Is if you just sit back and defend with your Stalkers across 3 bases, build up to a decent air count, and then go. Because that forces Bly away from Mutalisks. So that means you need to either go into Infester or Corruptor to deal with the high Phoenix count, or completely tech switch. Or BlinG just... There's multiple times that we've seen in different tournaments where the Protoss is able to defend with half the army and then just go kill with the other half.
Right.
And a lot of the times he's able to get there before the economy of Zerg really kicks up and the upgrades start to kick in. Because once 4 bases are established, the gassing comes high, upgrades start coming in, you can't really beat that anymore.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. Very difficult. Whilst we're getting into this second game, guys, make sure to hashtag WCS on Twitter. Make sure to join in the conversation. Tell us who you think is going to advance from this group right now. 4GG and Mana poised in that winner's game, whilst BlinG and Bly fighting out in the lower. So bear that in mind when you tweet at us to tell us exactly what you're thinking about Group F.
I think 4GG first place, personally. So if you want an easy prediction, choose that one. But yeah, Bly definitely taking a lot of influence from the GSL today, for sure, in his play styles. Definitely showing. And maybe we'll see something here. Are we going to see a gold base taken? This is Overgrowth. It's become very popular with Zerg players to take the gold base, to launch small attacks, to launch bigger ones. You don't need as many drones, which means you can really push out your army a bit faster. We'll see what Bly's got up his sleeves, because that's the player who I'm looking at the closest.
Let's get into it then. Game number 2, Overgrowth is our map. Spawning up to the top right, it's our red Zerg representing Team Acer. It is Bly. And down to the bottom left, we have our blue Protoss. 1 game away from elimination here in WCS Europe Premier League season number 3. It's Dignitas BlinG.
All right. Well, I wonder what BlinG does now. Feeling the pressure. Cannon rush?
Maybe, maybe.
It depends if he scouts or not. No, he's not going to scout. There's definitely a chance to forge here. But the thing is Bly is... I mean, he got 14 spawning pool last game. Are you going to try a cannon rush, a guy who got the spawning pool first last game? Or not?
Yeah, he could happily do that again. I mean, Bly is probably the kind of guy who...
Could even go random 13 gas, 13 spawning pool too. So.
Yeah, he could do anything. He could do anything. So you can't really bank on the fact that he's going to open up a certain way with a hatchery first, because oftentimes he'll just go against the trend completely.
And that is a waypoint for a Forge.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, here we go. Bly, is it going to be the spawning pool?
BlinG's going to cannonball you.
Yep, there we go. Spawning pool on the way here for Bly.
But it is a spawning pool first.
A little bit sad here to start things off for BlinG. But,
if
you know,
it had been anything else, then...
Yeah, I mean, BlinG can, you know, it's not like he's completely down and out. Protoss, by now, with this Forge opener and then having a little bit of a look around, can just go for Nexus and play fine from there. But it's not exactly the most brilliant of options earlier on.
Even checking his main base for any proxy gateways here, Blight. And BlinG's going to go in and be like, no.
Yeah.
And we'll have to throw the Nexus down. Didn't even get the block with the probe. It's double wow.
I think you know, BlinG scouting down the right-hand side of his base for those proxy gateways. I think Bly here feels confident against BlinG. I don't think he feels too nervous when it comes to this matchup. He knows that this is his strength, his strong suit. Ooh.
All right, I've got a message for Mrs. BlinG.
Yes.
Not his girlfriend, his mum.
Okay.
Whether win or loss this next game, you need to be very quiet, put your ear close to the door, because obviously right now you're going to hear this. You're going to hear that.
Yes.
As soon as that stops, walk in with a cup of tea and a biscuit.
Yes.
Win or loss.
Be prepared.
Because if he wins, that's going to be a pleasant surprise to go to game 3, and it may boost him to a victory. If he loses, it's very comforting. So once again, listen for the... And then when it stops, and give it a good 10 seconds too.
Yeah.
And then go in. Thank me later.
Considerate Mr. Apollo here. We know what the English like. That's for sure. So, he's well defended at home.
And if you really want to go all out, then start to think about ordering an Indian for this evening.
Oh, you cracker. Right. You cracker, Apollo.
These lings might run through. They are going to run through.
That's 6 lings.
And there are no units out.
That's quite sad.
The Zealot is being chrono boosted now, and these lings just walk right on through. And this is obviously not good. These lings are going to be very annoying.
This is like watching Mana and Nurture over from 2013.
Yeah, and this is annoying. He's going to get slowed down. It's just something you don't want to deal with. It shouldn't kill him by any means. It would kill him if he lost, a couple of probes, 3-4 probes. And that is a lot to lose at this point. But BlinG, not losing anything yet. The Zealot is out, but he had to spend a chrono boost and he didn't really want to.
Nope. And the Mothership Core will eventually be able to push this way. Oh, a probe, though.
Yeah, probe is good for Bly.
Nice little start here. And behind this, he can just drone, because he knows nothing else is going to be hitting him anytime soon. And might even get another probe.
Must not get another probe.
Yeah, if that happens, he has to retreat. But at the same time, he's denying so much mining time here. I mean, these 5 probes alone, the probes that were in the main base as well, yeah, Mothership Core's out great, and he can eventually kill that off, but doesn't want to lose another probe.
Yeah, he shouldn't now. Mothership Core's here.
Yeah.
And he should be fine.
Dance, dance, dance.
All right, so 1 probe is not terrible. It's not great news. It's not good news. The Forge is being not chrono boosted into, but is researching +1 target, and Bly has seen it with his Overlord. And that obviously, when you see that being researched, you're like, oh god, is he going to be aggressive here? And there is a probe out on the map, so it definitely could be the case.
I'm surprised that actually hasn't been spotted, but I suppose he did spend and exert those few extra lings that he had at the start onto just full aggression and wasn't really scouting out across the map. So has to be careful about that.
All right, the Ling is dead, scouting is dead. We have 2 extra gateways, and we're going to see more.
2. Noticeably placed at the top of the ramp once again, because he knows that run-bys are always potential here.
Roach Warren straight away. Bly knows that aggression is possible here, so he's already preparing himself for it.
Had 44 workers.
This is going to be a fast third.
All right.
And this is good that the Roach Warren has been chosen in the layer here because it's not Zergling speed. He cannot be killed by Zergling and Roaches. But the Link does spot the fast third.
Yeah. The Overlord spotted the probe moving out as well, so he gets double confirmation, basically, of the ability that that's going to have. And there's speed now on the way. He could pressure that and actually do quite a bit, I feel. If he... Would he go with just Roaches, or...?
No, I think he's going to wait, and he'll probably play a similar style to last one.
Well, actually, you make a great point, because, I mean, look how many drones he actually had in production just then. 12 in a single wave. He's going to be able to populate that expansion very nicely.
Boro. He's going to play similar style here. Roaches, and then over to the Spire.
Doesn't know about this pylon on the left-hand side, but he has got good creep spread extending out from that third base, so it's going to make a defense over there a whole lot easier. Once he knows about it, but for now he doesn't. If he
warps in 3 more Zealots, he can get this hatchery. 10 more drones.
He has no units.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh Go for the hatch, man. This is a big win here for BlinG.
Yeah, the creep sees
Don't chase the queen, or, I mean, you can get the hatch. If he doesn't get many drones or the hatch here.
All right, queen's going to try and micro against this.
Roaches are on the way. You have to target the hatch here.
Yeah, you have to. The second queen, because these bases weren't joined by creep spreader, the drones are actually going to fight as well. Uh-oh, roaches. No, you're going the wrong way, roaches. Oh, no. Well, there goes the hatchery.
Nice win.
Oh, transfuse. No, still not enough. These roaches, if they'd have turned around and gone for it, I think he could have saved.
And even more zealots on the other one up there.
Oh, and he needed that.
Yeah, nice attack there by BlinG. Very simple.
Doesn't cancel.
Simple works sometimes. Roach speed on the way. Borrow now complete. How many units does BlinG have? 3 sentries, 4 sentries, a zealot, chrono boost in +2. Good that he has +1 already, obviously.
Yeah,
to help out with not just that attack, but with the defense versus roaches. But can he actually defend a third? I don't think he can with the units out in the open here. It's going to have to rely on cannon and the photon overcharge on that third.
Cannons, walls, placements.
Being out in the open like this is so dangerous versus roach speed. Miss up a force field and you can die.
Yeah. Adding on overlords as well, freeing up a lot of supply here as BlinG could continue that power onwards, and then behind it is going to be saving up gas for that Spire transition again. There is the tunneling claws. So these roaches, how much are you going to get done? There's 18 of them on the field against just this few sentry count.
Yeah, the wall on the right-hand side is very good here. He can use minimal force fields, and because tunneling claws is not done yet, he cannot borrow underneath them for the time being. Observer already out anyway, and the closer that +2 gets, which is being chrono boosted into quite heavily here, is very good for BlinG. But he needs more power punch now. Stalkers and Immortals time.
And you know what also? Where's the Observer? Okay, so it's moving across the middle of the map, and he will actually spot those roaches. He may keep it here to actually defend with that. But even if he didn't, even if he landed good force fields just in front of these gateways on this angle, that cannon, it would be very hard for the roaches to even reach that, and then they would still be detected. So this is, as you mentioned, a very, very good wall.
Very good position here for BlinG. +2 attack almost done. Photon overcharge is going to need to be used immediately here to try to keep these units at bay.
There is the photon overcharge. Only gets himself 1 pylon thus far. Trying to go to work on a second one, but this wall is too powerful to break. Good force fields will grab himself at least 1 roach.
Spire is done already.
And he's going to have enough for about 10 Mutalisks in a little bit when he banks up some extra gas. So that's going to be the transition, but with +3 weapons already started for BlinG. He has been chrono boosting so well into that forge.
He hasn't spotted the Spire, but one could imagine that could be the follow-up here.
Well, he does have the energy on these sentries. I mean, he doesn't need that many force fields to prevent a push onto his third.
BlinG is in a very similar position, a little bit more ahead than he was in the previous game. Let's find out what he does different, because this is like a replay moment. What does he do different this time?
He has a good force, that's for sure, to shut down the roaches, deny them from really doing a whole lot. He's going to bring down these rocks in the middle as well, because he just doesn't want to have to bounce back and forth between all of this, and really wants to know where the army is, that's for sure. Oh, poor little Ling. Oh. But here come the Mutalists in the into the main.
Does he commit? The probe is going to... No, it doesn't spot them.
Oh, very, very close.
No, it doesn't spot them. BlinG's moving out. Does he come home? Does he commit? Does he warp in at home defensively? Where does he go with this?
I mean, his army's very, very strong. Very strong. But depending on what he wants to do here...
So, Mulus in the main base.
All right, they're already going to get a few kills themselves.
And he's going to commit to an attack. Where does he defend from then? Third? Okay, so this is the different approach from BlinG. Go for it while trying to get in as many units to defend that third as possible.
Yeah, and the Mothership Core is not with this army, so it's going to have to be photon overcharges at the back. There's no recall option available.
And anything he can get on that third.
Where is the Mothership Core? I guess it's, well, somewhere around here. As BlinG now doing a lot of damage in the natural, doing some damage in the third base as well. The Roaches and Mutalists trying to get on top of the third. He knows he needs to kill off all of the defense, really, and then he can lay waste to these positions.
There's no cannons. There's one about to finish up, only a handful of Stalkers there to defend it. Is he even going to defend his thirds?
It's all not too easy at this
attacking.
Point.
These Stalkers do have that +2.
Worker count 31 to 27 here. BlinG just trying to kill off anything that's coming out of eggs for the reinforcement. But all the Nexus, well, Natural's going to die. He cleaned up a lot of the units in the third base, but the Mothership Core is gone as well. So this is a very, very close game.
Well, it's a base trade, and he doesn't have the same ability that BlinG has.
Yeah, a Mutalist is just going to run him ragged. It's going to be very difficult. He actually focused down on his own Stalker there for a second, so a little miss micro there. BlinG feeling the pressure whilst he goes for this base trade, but +3 weapons finish during this.
But he has to come back to get his structures.
Does he not have anything on the map? It's that one pile on the left-hand side, right?
Yeah, that's all. And then all the structures are exposed here.
How many stalkers?
He's killed off the Spire. He's killed off the income of Bly. He's killing off the hatches, but he's got to go back to defense. He's got to defend something.
It's actually going to be all on force fields if a straight engagement happens, because there's 34 lings, 16 Mutalisks, and that's enough firepower to bring down Stalkers if he gets on top of them. But they've got +3 weapons.
9 sentries. They've got +3 weapons. He needs to defend something here. Make a stance, but where? Is it that? Is it really that pylon on that left?
It may have to be. The Mutalisks can just get out of here and dance around and start poking away at things. There's a hatchery down to the bottom right.
BlinG sends in 4 Stalkers by themselves.
Oh, no, you can't sacrifice any units here.
3 Stalkers gone.
Oh, hallucinated Stalkers to try and soak up some of the damage, but the sentries are already being on top of, getting killed off by these Mutalisks pretty fast. He went down to 4 sentries here.
Hallucinate anything you can. Anything.
Well, I mean, it retained a few of the Stalkers left over, but...
BlinG is revealed, but now he's back, and there's no hatcheries. Well, there's one building here for Bly. Good force fields.
Doesn't want to... Bly should not be up against this. He is just a fly against the window right now. He loses a lot of units there.
14 Stalkers to 11 Mutalisks.
I don't think he should have pushed up against those force fields at all. He lost almost 20-some Zerglings. He needs every unit in this fight.
This is BlinG. Cup of tea ready. Win or lose. Pylon going to get picked off here, but he could catch a couple of units here.
So has to run off. The Mutalisks have got a lot of work to do here. A lot of work.
There's a couple of observers, which is always handy in this regard.
Of course, though, this is all BlinG's ever going to have, right, during this game, because he doesn't have the ability to make anything else.
He's only got to keep his structures alive while trying to kill Bly too.
Mutalisks are going to run him ragged.
Oh, he might catch a Mutalisk here.
Yeah, and they're actually in a bit of an odd spot. So at least one Mutalisk will fall.
But so does the structure.
If he flies out that way, he actually can't fly out that way because he'll reveal his hatchery. So has to go this way.
2 more Mutalisks, almost a third.
He's got to be so careful. He actually needs to keep on top of the Mutalisks.
He's going to kill the last hatchery now, and then it's actually Bly that will also be revealed.
And it's only extractors.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Hey, come on, man. Ooh.
How many has he got? 7 Mutalisks? Oh, they're stuck.
Oh. He's going to try and leave this left-hand side. He blinks over.
No. Run away.
Bly does not have a lot left now. 4 roaches, 4 lings, 7 Mutalisks. I think he kind of knows that he's going to die in a second.
Yeah.
Guardian shields.
He's going to try and press up against that army, but he just doesn't have the firepower in the end to keep running around in circles.
Bly is revealed. Oh! Where's the observer?
There are 2.
Oh,
still.
Mutalisks.
Trying to kill off these
Jump
3
forward.
Stalkers. Bloop, blink.
And he's almost won this now. BlinG's actually going to... The cup of tea is going to be a perfect mid-game break here.
I felt that Bly could have made more of this. Not going for the engagement straight up with his opponent's army. Maybe he didn't...
I think he should have done a more runarounds. I think he underestimated BlinG's army a little bit here.
Definitely. Maybe he didn't realize the +3 was finished during all of this. But, I mean, regardless of that fact, there was a lot of Stalkers there. And the force fields held off the Zergling wave that needed to be on top of the Stalkers brilliantly.
All right, well, BlinG's going to go and kill some structures to the top left here. He's got to be careful not to lose everything that he's got.
Does he have a probe still? No, not a probe.
Wait. Where is he BlinG going?
He actually might not win a base trade if he goes for the full.
Why is he trying to go for a space trade? Do you think he can do it? No, okay, he's bringing back 5 Stalkers. I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing?
The drones can't make an extractor, right? Wait.
Yeah, they can.
No, they can. Okay, what am I on about? I'm more like, does he have any drones? And then I'm like, oh, yes, he does. Okay, so far.
Okay, gets another roach. Oh, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Roaches heal very fast.
Roaches do heal fast.
There's a Guardian Shield here as well, but BlinG is starting to work on his opponent's structures. Not many left, actually.
Roaches are a bit trapped now as well, so drones need to make an extractor somewhere down to the bottom right.
BlinG's going to kill these 3 roaches no matter what here.
Yeah, they're gone. Oh, and he brings down hallucinated Stalkers. That's sad. Okay, so Mutalisks are going to go as well.
Yeah.
And that's it. GG! Woo! BlinG ties up the series 1-1. It's time for a tea break.
Yeah, well done. Series is tied up, so BlinG's not out of it yet. A wild series is, and I think that, you know, when a player like BlinG, Bly, who's an underdog in a group like this, playing the playstyle that he plays, you're going to have some pretty crazy games like these we've seen today.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Bly brings some very entertaining games, that's for sure. And, well, now being tied up 1-1 in this lower bracket match. One more game will determine, unfortunately, who's out of Premier League.
Yeah, I like the decision-making difference here for BlinG. Who's just like, you know what, I am not going to sit around and take this from you this game. And actually just went straight for it, went for the aggressive play, moved to the other side of the map, destroyed what BlinG had while trying to defend at home. And it was close, and it really could have gone either way, which is the funny part of that defense.
Yeah.
But he got the win, and that is a nice confidence booster for him. I wonder if BlinG should have played maybe a different style on that map to then switch it up for game 3. I think it could have lended to his favor a little bit more because there are other strategies to use on Overgrowth. But going over to Nimbus now, I would guess that BlinG is going to be aggressive again, right?
Yeah, I think so. And overall, in game number 2, if it wasn't for those 9 Zealots doing what they did, that game could have been a whole lot different. A whole lot different.
That's true.
So they did work. They did a lot of work.
Killing off the hatchery is so annoying, and it does so much damage to hinder the income and production of a Zerg. It slows you down so much.
And then denying the alternate hatchery, which didn't even get cancelled. It was just straight killed.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Tough loss there for BlinG. But Nimbus will be game number 3. And we're on the way in just a little second.
Yeah, we can still see aggressive plays here by BlinG for sure. Even the same style can be used again. But I wonder if BlinG mixes it up now. Does he go into Stargate Colossus instead of trying to take a fast third here? This may be a better map to try that on. And it would, I would imagine, do slightly better against that Roach Heavy style too. Being able to go for the Phoenix Harass into Observer Cannons, maybe even an Immortal Colossus in the mix. So I don't know. I have a feeling that BlinG's going to mix it up more so than BlinG this time. Actually, I know BlinG's going to do something unpredictable, but BlinG, who's done the same thing twice, kinda, very similar styles, I think he might change, but I guess that's just guesses.
To be able to predict that BlinG is going to do something unpredictable is a true gift there, Apollo. But it's just BlinG. That's how we do things.
BlinG's predictable because I know and I can predict he's going to be unpredictable.
Brilliant. All right, let's get into it then. Game number 3 now for the final game of this series, determining who is unfortunately out of WCS Europe, as we have spawning up to the top left-hand corner. It's our blue Zerg representing Team Acer. It is BlinG. And down to the bottom right, cross spawns here on Nimbus. It's our red Protoss representing Dean Sass. Did I say that already? Yes, I did. It's BlinG. Brilliant intro.
The best.
The very best.
Okay. So BlinG is going to pile on by his ramp here, which, of course, is able to build a wall around that ramp. Where does BlinG go? Of course, both of these players here, and if you're just tuning in, 1 game away from being eliminated now. This is the 3rd game of our group here, Group F, as we figure out who's going through and who's not. 2 players going to go through. 4GG and Mana waiting in the winners match, and both won their games quite convincingly 2-0. And now the 2 players, unfortunately, who lost quite fast 0-2, now going up against each other to see who will survive another round and have another chance. This is either Mana or 4GG.
And thus far, I've been really enjoying our round of 32 groups. They've been as fluctuating as ever, I want to say. Some crazy results going through so far. A lot of people looking at this group saying 4GG the clear favorite. That may be the case right now.
Yes, I mean, he's definitely the favorite.
Yeah,
definitely. Hatch first from BlinG. He's done 3 hatch here. He's stopped. No, okay, he is going to build another drone. Another 2 drones. I don't think he'll go 3 hatch. So
the complete mix-up on a map like Nimbus, to me, is kind of expected because it's such a big map. I mean, Protoss has such a hard time, unless they're willing to go Forge and then send out 2 probes to go for some kind of weird cannon rush on a map where the natural is in past the main, and it just doesn't work out. So
yeah.
BlinG, look at him, scouting just a little bit, making sure that nothing's going on there, and he's going to be feeling very confident about his initial choices. Yeah, just, he's going to actually take a fast third. Interesting. So hatch, then spawner pool, then fast third. Before queen or spawner pool is going to be used. What can BlinG really do against it? Nothing.
Yeah, pretty greedy opening, but I mean, this is good for BlinG. I mean, it works out much better than BlinG's build.
Oh, yeah.
Against BlinG's build, though, BlinG will need to think about taking an extractor soon, though, for sure. I mean, Stalker pressure can do a lot against a gasless plate from a Zerg. But as you can see, lava production has been halted for a sec there, and then lings were built. But this is nice. This is good. Second queen cannot be built here either. because he's gone for this fast third hatch. And BlinG will spot this quite fast. But then what does he do from here?
It's a good question, because right now, just as his next about to finish up, we'll see what tech choice he wants to go for. He's having a second gas just about to finish. And
oh, good turn by the probe to the left.
Yeah, very nice.
He might have just gone away and not seen that hatch. So he sees the third hatch down. So he knows his opponent's opened up his economy lines nicely to start this up.
Yeah, small deviation in that scouting pattern does pay dividends. And what are you going to do, BlinG? For me, there we go. It's the Stargate.
Yeah, I thought that we might see this.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually going to be Oracle, not Phoenix. Oh.
He's going to get away.
Well, he actually put a very nice play by BlinG, but better play by Bly. BlinG brought the probe back to not allow the Stargate to be spotted, which is coming in for a probe kill.
The tasers.
It's 2 hits now.
The taser's not enough.
And he's coming in.
Oh, the tasers.
Bly hasn't spotted it.
Good denial.
Savior. So he stops the scout there. So all of a sudden, Bly is going to move him the overlord to be like, what are you hiding, you crazy British guy?
Why were you so keen to deny that probe?
And unfortunately, he probably scouted it anyway.
Yeah.
Sentry on the way, chrono boosted to try and get it out, but the Oracle's on its way. If the Oracle goes unscouted here, it could do damage if there are no spore crawlers. But where's Bly's overlords? Yeah, it's going to see it.
And even if he didn't see it through the north, even if he didn't actually get that, there's good vision on the left-hand side,
Sees
actually.
it.
There we
Sees
go.
the Oracle, so he knows to throw down spores now and immediately does so. Good scout. Good scout.
Yeah, and overall, you know, this gives him good free reign to just drone up. He knows where his opponent's gas is going. He knows it's going to be an air assault.
Void Ray.
Ooh, Void Ray.
Yeah, he's probably going to take a quite fast third with this and defend with Void Rays.
Still sees the Void Ray in production, though, during all of this, as probes are on the way.
Bly may even get the denial on the probe on the third.
Yeah, he's got his lings there to be able to push that off. And Void Ray's in production. So Bly is the kind of guy that is going to be like very, very keen to infuse his own style in dealing with this Stargate play. So with the Void Rays on the way as well, I mean, he could happily do something very similar to what we used to see Target doing with multiple queens and pushing out even with Nidus Worms. Anything he really wants. Layer is fully on the way.
There's a lot of ways to kill off a Void Ray player if he dedicates to Void Rays.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know if the dedication's there though.
And he's not going to know for a while because this is being pushed back by an initial Void Ray. Lots of lings, though, going down to this third base. He could probably do a little bit of damage there. Void Ray is going to have to clean up. Oh, probe doesn't even get it. Oh.
No, he loses that. Loses the probe, and he is being slowed down here.
Another force field. Actually, that even limits the time at which he can throw down the third base. So he has to throw down gateways because he can't get out for a little bit.
He's got too many minerals in the bank.
Yeah. Hydralisk Den. Why?
So it's going to be Hydralisk push. Or 4 gases, Hydraling.
And this is scary. This is scary for BlinG to deal with.
It's scary because there's only a single Void Ray. If you kept on Void Ray production and sentries, then I think it would be easier than what he's doing currently, which is the 3 gateways and a later robotics facility. The robotics facility, because he stopped air production, is the key to defending this. Defending with just gateway units is incredibly difficult against this kind of style. Hydra speed is going to come out, so it's just going to be simply a Ling Hydra push, which is very good against gateway units.
And all in all, what's even really good here for Bly is the fact that the Oracle never got an opportunity to even go across the map. So, yes, he was taking precautions with Spore Crawlers, but the Oracle had to be sitting back and really not doing too much.
Yeah, BlinG doesn't really know what the hell is going on. He will do shortly.
He got like a few kills maybe, but not too much. Now poking around once again.
He's just looking, he's like, okay, this guy's getting gas on the third. I'm just trying to build a general defense right now. Wait. Okay, Hydroden and Evolution Chamber, and the Hydroden researching. Okay, so this more than means that it's going to be more like a Ling Hydra push. This is what BlinG's saying to himself. So, okay, this is probably going to be a Ling Hydra push. The robotics bay is key. So the robotics bay is placed down now by BlinG, and he needs to get up to that robotics bay. So important for him, but it was slow in the game. So was the robotics facility. So it's quite kind of far behind.
Yeah, by the time
cannons need to be added onto this third.
And Muscular Augments is in as the upgrade because he can get over there really fast with his Hydralisks. Yeah. And if he hits before the Robo Bay is even finished, I mean, of course, it'll finish up pretty soon, but a Colossus takes a long while to come out here whilst this defense is occurring.
I think he may need like 3 cannons here. I'm not sure. Can he get up fast enough?
Well, he needs something.
He has a lot of force fields, so maybe force fields can buy enough time, but
He needs something.
Hydras are on the way. There's a Spire coming in too, which is either for Corruptors or Mutalisk, depending on how successful this goes. The Warp Prism is kind of awesome, though. This can buy a lot of time.
Yeah, he actually needs to get over there as quickly as possible to actually start the counter-harassment whilst this push is happening. I mean, the Hydralisks now, there's quite a few of them on the doorstep, but I don't think enough to really deal with this Sentry Force for the Force Fields just yet.
And I'm not sure that Bly spotted the Hydra Den, the Warp Prism. Don't think he spotted it.
Did he with the Ling up to the top? I'm not sure.
No, it went past the Ling, yes, but he didn't spot it.
Ah, okay, so it hasn't reacted
So a
exactly.
good warping of Zealots here. He could kill this natural.
Yeah, he could. Whoop, doesn't want to be doing any of that Spore Crawler, though. Already taking quite a bit of damage. Going to start warping in a few of these
Lings
Zealots.
are already on the way back.
The Hydras are on the way back as well. His timing has been shut down.
Bly, I mean, BlinG is expected. I keep saying BlinG and Bly, BlinG and Bly,
Yeah, it's
Bly and
difficult,
BlinG.
actually.
Mulisks, and he's already expecting them. I don't think he spotted the Spire, did he?
He did with the
Okay, he did.
hallucination.
Okay, so either way, this is good. This is he's going to sit back on 3 bases, try to defend, and try and go up to at least kind of Phoenixes.
Look where BlinG's going, though, with this army.
If he snipes this third, it is a Gosu move. Kill it. Losing Hydralis and Sporadic Force Field is not Gosu. And the recall is launched. So okay, that was not the sickest of moves ever.
No, you can't be pushing out there with the amount of firepower that Bly had. He got a few kills.
Sit on 3 bases, build up Phoenixes, defend, then move out altogether as one. It's like I described earlier.
Yeah,
you just got to defend.
It's going to be very difficult for Bly to find a good opening here. I mean, he is trying to find with his full force. He has 11 Mutalisks, quite a lot of Hydralisks. The Mutalisks actually can try and bring down the Colossus maybe before this fight happens, but it's going to be ambitious.
All right, well, this is a very cool start from Bly. He's on 5 bases already. We'll stop mining from that very shortly. But the Phoenixes have been spotted, and as a Berserk player, you're like, oh god.
Yeah.
How far away is range? And I hope I can get some damage done. He's got a lot of Ling Hydras, though.
Yeah, he needs to come in. He needs to come in from this left-hand side and get on top of that Colossus.
If Ling's running the main.
The Colossus was a bit vulnerable there. Didn't choose the opportunity. He goes into the main, though, with those Lings, as you mentioned, trying to do some damage in both mineral lines. Separates some of these Lings up. There was a bit of a pushback in the middle there, making sure those Hydralisks can't get on top of it. But the Mutalisks could swing around for the Colossus if they wanted.
Shouldn't have let those Lings in. That was the one weakness there.
Hallucinates the Colossus trying to hold that back. Some force fields go down. Lings continue to do some damage in the mineral lines, but at the same time, the Colossus has stayed alive during all of this. The one remaining.
His probes have been gutted. 27 probes. You just need a single Zealot in the block.
The income is going to be really hurting here for BlinG.
It's going to hurt that much that I don't think he can survive on 3 bases anymore. Because your style is meant to survive, build up that army, then go. But you can't build up the army if you've just lost 29 probes.
Yeah, the crisis management just wasn't there for BlinG. He had to deal with multiple angles, and unfortunately for him, it took its toll. And now...
Corruptors.
Yeah, and Bly's up 100 supply, 100.
5 bases, now Corruptors mixed in with the Mutalisks. The Phoenix count not high enough to deal with Corruptors as well. God, he shouldn't have let those Lings in.
Yeah.
That was the big changer here. He was doing everything okay. He had all the pieces in place, but... the single piece that wasn't was the Zealot, and that could cost him the game now.
Void Rays added on now to try and deal with the Corruptor number that's going to be rising pretty soon. And the Mutalisks, they go for the third. They could get the Mothership Core. They could get that. They could get anything they really wanted there, but they decide to just go for the Mothership Core, get on out. As on the other side of the field, he's trying to deal with the Phoenix and push those away.
Mutalisks already getting damage done on the thirds.
Going for Stalkers. Not the most amazing of trade here for Bly, but at the same time, the Colossus isn't able to do anything against that, obviously. Just killing off all the Stalkers that he possibly can. He knows his economy is going to be far, far, far superior. So any trade he takes at this point for Bly is a good one.
Picking off the picking off the Colossus. God damn it, done it again. Picking off the Colossus, he switched to Hydralisks back to where he started this game with. And because there are no Colossus, Hydras will go untouched.
Yeah. The Phoenix numbers, unfortunately for them, if they're dealing with Hydras in small numbers, then yeah, they can actually do all right, but not in these numbers, not at all. There's currently 17 out. There's going to be 15 more to greet them. 30-some Hydralisks going up against anything here. Very, very difficult. There you go. GG, well played. Bly advances on, and unfortunately here at WCS, round of 32, BlinG is eliminated.
Yes, he is, but Bly lives to fight another game here in today's group, and his style versus Protoss is aggressive, and it's working, which is the most important part. So luckily here for Bly, he could have another Protoss to play against, but that depends on our next game. If 4GG goes through in first place as meant to happen here, then Bly gets his wish and he gets a game against Mana, which, you know, could result for him maybe advancing through. But if it works the other way around and Mana takes first place, Bly would have to go up against 4GG again, which he lost 2-0 quite easily. So actually the next game, the next set of results, is going to be so important for Bly here, depending on if he wants to advance.
Yeah, very much so. All right, guys, join us after the break when we'll have our 4th out of 5 series of the night. It's going to be Mana versus 4GG to find out who moves on to the round of 16.